Hello everyone. It's Tuesday, so that means we're streaming. I'm Oni Black Mage, and we are continuing our adventures with Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter. And we are in Case 4, Chain Reaction. Based on how smoothly we go through Case 4, we might even have time for Case 5, in which case that would be the finale. That would finish us up. And I have to say, we already technically started off a little bit with it, because we started the case off and we're just walking down the street, we're just going home, and all of a sudden there's a massive explosion. And there's bodies on the ground, people are messed up, we're Holmes, we're Watson, we're saving as many people as possible. Just a typical London bombing, I suppose. It's funny, there have been two bombings in Call of Duty for London. It was... what was it? Modern Warfare 3 did it? And then Modern Warfare 4 technically, even though it's the reboot slash it's technically a prequel. They bombed Piccadilly Circus there, and yeah, I think they bombed it in both games. Man, Call of Duty just loves bombing London. And hello Pixels, how are you tonight? Let's solve some mysteries. Hopefully everything sounds balanced and well. I feel extra refreshed because so far so good on the upload. It doesn't look like there's been any sort of issues whatsoever. Oh, Nanomaster, how are you? Must be your day off if you're here so early. I was actually doing some preview for the next recapitation, which is going to be Shin Megami Tensei Persona. And that's important to know because we're not doing Revelations Persona. Revelations Persona is the localization of the original Persona game that came out in the mid-90s. Shin Megami Tensei Persona is the enhanced re-release that came out on the PSP, and you want that version for several reasons. Number one, it was a better localization. They balanced the game better. The content that was in the Japanese version that they cut from the American port was then put back in the re-release, so it's the complete version again. And a lot of this dumb censorship stuff that they did in the original PlayStation release, they got rid of in the re-release, so it's more or less its original version, better balance, better gameplay, and of course better additional stuff that they added, such as, you know, additional summons. I think they added an additional quest. They added additional cinematics. It's just the better re-release. All the Persona games have had I think except for 2. I don't think 2 had one. Maybe it did. Where it's a better release. You have like the main game and then you have like a better version of it. They kind of come out with that. And Persona 1 started that. And I was going to do Revelations because normally if whenever possible, I do the original version. But because the original version is the garbage version of the game, I'm just going to stick with the better version. So we'll see how it goes. I also need to put up a poll so we can figure out what we're doing for next month. It's already the middle of the month. My goodness, time flies. Alright, so as you recall, we got 10 bodies on the ground here. This axe looks... what am I supposed to do? Build a character portrait by paying attention to the details. Okay. We must do a nose profiling. You're right. Missing door handle. Fuck. Well, there's an axe right behind me. I mean, we're not on fire. Fortunately, this isn't a timer. Oh wait, people can die. There is something of a timer here. Shit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna work to what we can for saving everybody, because if anybody dies, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to restart. This wouldn't be the first time Holmes has had to axe something down. I must ask you a question. Okay, he's saved. Good.
Don't worry, I'm okay.
Okay.
There are no wounds or injuries.
Just shakes him violently.
Better call for Watson.
Okay. I did everything I could. I'm not a real doctor. Form of Watson. That looks electrical. Shit. Is that water or electricity? It's electricity, isn't it? Shit, one person's already dead? Damn it. Okay. Yep, we're quitting. Nope. I refuse. Starting this over. We are getting a perfect on this. If we can save everybody, we're saving everybody. We're Sherlock Holmes. To me, that's more accurate for the in character. Sherlock Holmes would have been able to do it perfect. We have to get on his level. And only because I feel that would be the it's within my ability. If it's like 10 people are all dying, but they all seem incredibly tedious or inconvenient, then I probably wouldn't do it. My morality is directly tied to my convenience. All right.
Holmes, you simply have to face up to it.
Can I skip this? This is a skippable cutscene.
Discussion with Kate about her origins.
I can't.
This is not a skippable cutscene.
Excuses.
All right,
She
well,
will learn
this is a
soon
cleaner
enough that
open.
Alice is leaving. This other hidden secret. She will not forgive you.
She does not need to know why.
No? So
Hey,
she
we
will blame
kind of
you
had an
for
idea when we were
Alice.
defusing
Is
that
what
bomb
you want?
pixels.
No.
There were 10 wires. We just
certainly-
needed to know where the first one was, and then
As
we
Kate
went from
said.
there.
I always do the wrong thing where she's concerned.
Now look here. I'll take care of your case once we're back at Baker Street.
Cabby, why have we stopped?
It's not safe
to the
scumming if we
squarest block,
respawn
so
after
I-
a death.
There's been a bad road accident.
Oh, splendid.
Oh, Marina, long time no see. I hope you're doing well. So glad to hear from you. As I look over all these dead.
We'd better hurry. There
British
may
men.
be injured who need help.
Okay, first things first.
He has stopped breathing. His pupils are constricted.
All right, first we resuscitate this guy. We have to hurry. Oh, come on. I'm gonna be a little focused on saving 10 people. So pardon if I cannot chat. Oh,
Thank goodness. This man will live. Holmes, don't just stand there. Do something.
okay, this guy I didn't do anything before. He died because I didn't push him or some shit.
Please move to a safer area, sir.
Okay, I didn't do that last time.
I would have died if not for you.
Shit. Alright, we got a fire. It's too hot. What is that? Person on the ground. There we go. Water bucket. Sure. I just now realized that these people have health bars on them. We did not prioritize our targets last time. Okay.
So much.
Let's get this guy out. Yep. Hinge. And then axe. And Watson, we need to switch over and get that unconscious dude. Because that unconscious dude's not doing too hot. The dude who's fine he's fine. Okay. You're fine.
Don't worry, I'm okay.
Okay, that dude would have died. Wait, you're actually okay. Where's unconscious man? Your health bar's fine. Shit, where's it? There he is. Actually, they're all kind of okay. Here we go. I just took the scenic route.
I see no visible injuries. I see no visible... Perhaps I could use ammonia.
Oh, my head.
Alright.
Perhaps Holmes will find a way to free this pawn.
Alright, Holmes is the strong man. Okay, good. That's done.
Over here!
Are you cool?
Please help me. My leg.
My name is Dr. Watson. Let me examine you.
Somebody!
No bones appear to be broken.
It hurts.
There's some extreme bruising. I think that an improvised bandage will do for now. One moment, and I'll fetch what I need. Now, let me apply the bandage.
Somebody!
How the hell do I apply a bandage?
I need something.
Hold on. So we're making a splint? Is that what we're doing?
Thank you.
I thought his other leg was the bad one.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, he's good. This dude's rough.
Perhaps Holmes will
Shit,
find a way to
need
fix
Holmes.
it.
Holmes is the man who works out.
Oh, my shoulder.
I'd better call for Watson.
Help!
Bleeding will stop naturally. Just walk it off, man. Oh, that sucks. I know, I was thinking, are we cutting off this man's leg? Mad Max style? I thought for a second we were gonna do that. You know, honestly, Watson should give himself a little bit more credit. I think he could probably lift himself pretty well. I hope you're having a better day at work, Marina.
Oh, my shoulder.
I'm a doctor. Will you allow me to look at your shoulder?
Oh. Gently rotate the what? You good? Okay, there we go. I used my psychic bone altering powers to fix that. Doctors are crazy. You go to school for that sort of stuff, you know. People are like, "Oh, being a doctor isn't hard. You just learn books and recommend medicine." Psh, they never taught you about the psychic courses, did they? Amateur. And that's the reason why your health insurance is so high.
Holmes,
Everyone knows white magic is not easily... I don't specialize in white magic, but I respect it. That's exactly how a cure spell works in your body. It just psychically rearranges things, but it requires at least basic medicinal knowledge.
What do you make of this accident, Holmes?
So we're going to study and solve a crime scene. I mean, the name of the case is called Chain Reaction.
You're talking nonsense.
Insulting a police constable, eh? That's quite enough.
What's happening here, Constable?
Mr. Holmes, this gentleman here is the fellow who built the scaffolding which collapsed and caused this accident.
That ain't true.
How were you hurt?
This hammer hit me on the leg.
How?
It flew out from the scaffolding I put up. When the damn thing collapsed, the hammer flew out and coshed me
You
leg.
were standing over there
Koshed
at the time.
leg.
Oh,
What does
right.
koshed
Yeah,
mean?
that's right.
So
I'm
it was
guessing
not
from the
really
context it
possible
means
to bring the
hit or
scaffolding
bashed.
down, Constable.
But
Perhaps it was
Koshed.
constructed.
Oh,
that is a
right,
word
yes,
I've never heard
course.
of.
And what made it fall? Perhaps it was you, waving around that rotten stick of yours.
You'll wind up getting a taste of it if you carry on like this.
One moment, Constable. The scaffolding here has been entirely dislodged. It is unlikely
It does mean
that
to
this
hit.
disaster could have been
I mean, I got
fault
that from
of this
context.
gentleman. Allow me to inspect the area, and if you could possibly be of use, close off the surrounding section. Do not grant anyone access, nor allow them to leave. Is that quite clear?
Absolutely, Mr. Holmes.
That man has a distinct number 2
This
nose.
accident is a little unusual. I need to concentrate on the details.
The fact that this was electrified is weird to me. Oh, we have to find 13 elements. Well, let's get started. A cautious slang for a sticky whack people with. Oh, okay. So the verb itself is the noun. Okay. It's like getting sapped because the item in question is specifically a sap. Got it, got it, got it. The more you know.
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
Please, not now. I'm in shock.
This carriage was struck by the scaffold when it fell. This mechanism played a part in the accident, I'm sure of it. An old sprung cart, which has seen better days.
I really want to turn this off. This electrified.
This technical cab was involved in this tragic accident.
Yeah, no lie.
Good day to you, sir. Would you mind answering some questions? I'm investigating this.
But yeah, Nano, normally
Are you the
whenever
driver of the
it's
car?
whenever it comes down to like the same game of being ported, I will usually do the original version. However, when it's a case like this in Persona, where it is clearly a better version overall, just in terms of story, content, value, everything, it just helps to do the better version.
What can you tell me about the accident?
But normally I like doing the
dunno.
OG,
There was a
old
collision,
grody
I fell to
version.
the ground, I come over
But I
all
can't tell the
dizzy.
complete story if I do that.
What did you collide with?
That contraption
Shit,
up
I
in
missed what
front
he
of me.
said.
He stopped all of a sudden, and I tried to avoid him, but I wasn't quick enough.
Okay, so whatever happened to that wagon, he followed next. We need to reconstruct this series of events, so let's pay attention.
Do you have any idea what might have caused this cab to stop so sharply?
No idea.
I mean, the deadness of everybody in it is a good indicator, I'm thinking. We don't know enough about the scaffold, I think. Maybe? No, we're missing something. Is that a pumpkin on that statue's head? At first I thought it was a crown, but it's different colored than the statue. And it has a stalk. We need to get up and look at that pumpkin. There's another pumpkin down there.
Celebratory bunting.
Bunting.
This cab hit the scaffold and caused it to fall.
Are we sure about that? Okay. I guess we are. I want to look at that pumpkin. Gosh darn it.
The rope holding the bunting was torn apart. A large section of it is now missing.
Oh, Marina, I was just wishing that you had a good day too. And I was just talking about how I was reviewing which version of Persona to cover next. Because Final Fantasy 15 will be premiering tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully we can see you guys there. And the next recapitation is going to be Shin Megami Tensei Persona, which will hopefully be done before the end of the month. I'm going to work really hard on it. To me, it's always a redundant thing to say. Like, can we not just take for granted that I'm going to be working hard on it? Like, I'm not going to slack off on it.
It all happened so quickly. There was an explosion, and my horse startled and threw me back against those walls.
Yeah, Pixels, if there's a word I'm not familiar with, especially a crazy foreign word, because in my eyes, proper English words are foreign,
This cab was
then
set
I
on
will
fire
absolutely
by the
highlight
explosion
them.
at the lamp shop.
But I do so for the sake of knowledge.
The driver is dead. He was killed by the explosion. This cab was set on fire by the explosion at the lamp shop.
Whoa, that is a brutal way. Man, I think there are more horses than humans dead in
The
this.
dead driver, another victim of the explosion.
I never keep up appearances, Nanomaster. Sorry, I'm always honest.
This horse was blinded by the flag, causing it to bolt.
Sorry, not sorry.
The overturned lamps may well have caused the
But yeah,
fire.
I'm not gonna slack off. To me, I take too much pride in my work
Celebrate
to do such a thing. Because if I'm putting something out there, if it's on the internet, it's there permanently. If I'm going to not put it out there on the internet, or if I'm not proud of its quality, then I'm going to destroy all evidence that I ever tried and erase it, and then hope that nobody ever noticed it, or people that have forget about it quickly and pretend it never happened.
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
That is my
No,
MO.
You can't. Go away.
This jaunting car would be capable of traveling at great speed.
See, jaunting car. The hell is a jaunting car?
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
It all happened so quickly. There was an explosion, and my horse startled and threw me back against those wardrobes.
Oh, there's a pumpkin there.
What a bloody carnage.
Let's see. We have pumpkin, bulk, which is already weird to me, but like we would call that like a plank, a bulk. Okay, so the bulk hits this, the lifting mechanism, which probably triggers the platform. Oh wait, what's this? Counterweight. Well, obviously the counterweight would go after the platform. Wait, where the hell is that pumpkin coming from? Okay, so whatever caused this... Okay, so when this dude stopped, his pumpkin flew out, hit this bulk, which hit that lever, which caused this weight to fall and drop this platform for some reason. So pumpkin is first. Bulk, mechanism, counterweight, platform. Oh, there we go.
That's it.
Didn't even notice that over there.
The axe was catapulted by the scaffold and it landed here.
Nice shot. And it cut that thing, which blinded that horse, which blew into these lamps, which blew up and killed this dude. Alright, so we're getting an idea of the events here. But something caused... Oh, here we go. This lamp falling, for one. Wait. So this guy caused all that. But these guys, they're probably first because he probably hit this row of bookshelves, which knocked over this lamp, which caused these guys to die, which caused this guy to crash, which caused that rope to cut, which caused that guy to die. But where does that put this car?
This carriage was struck by the scaffold when it fell.
Okay, so this got killed or destroyed by the scaffolding.
This cab hit the scaffold and caused it to fall.
Okay. So the horse flew into that cart, causing this cart to also crash into here, which, wait. Okay, which then caused that other car. Okay, so fundamentally this guy caused it.
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
It all happened so quickly. There was an explosion.
Oh wait, there was an
My
explosion.
horse startled and threw me back against those wardrobes.
Okay, so something blew up and caused him to get started. But wait. This explosion was caused... Well, that can't be right then. Unless there's another explosion, we need more clues.
Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
No, you can't. Go away.
Shifty. Because yes, that was one explosion. But we can't assume there was just one explosion.
A common fate. An uncommon location.
Alright, we're missing one more clue. It's not this dude. It's not this dude. Oh yeah, we have to take a look at the lamp.
The old gas lamps in this square have been upgraded to electricity.
We missed a clue.
A puddle of water and electricity. A deadly combination.
Especially British water. Everyone knows that conducts electricity the most.
That's it.
Must be all the minerals they put in their water. It's called water. Alright, so we have all of our
I believe I've
elements.
enough information
Shit.
about this accident. Now let's recreate the sequence of events.
Alright, so alright, let's just start at a point that we know is this is the one horse I'm confused about. I'm not oh, actually no, the scaffolding fell on this guy. Because I could have sworn this horse goes... Okay, hold on. Because... It's a weird loop. Because this guy hits this water, or he dies because it's electrocuted, which causes this guy to crash into the scaffold. The scaffold causes this accident where this horse gets blinded, runs into this car, scares off this horse, which crashes into the thing. This horse is killed by explosion. But here's the thing, though. I know this horse got startled and crashed into that. But the problem is this dude says that his horse was startled by an explosion, but the explosion happened after, which leads you to one of two things. Either A, he's lying, or B, there was another explosion. But either way, he has to have knocked that into it in order to cause everything else. So we're going to do that possible thing. So we're going to do that. Knocks over. Hits lamp. Wait, hold on. If this water was electrocuted and this guy died, how did this guy cross the water and not die? Kind of think of it. Because he said he stopped when this thing crashed, but how come his horse didn't die? That's kind of weird. I didn't think about that. He said he stopped after this car. Let's just go in with this thing. Let's just continue it. For some odd reason, his horse didn't die. Which is weird to me. That's a weird... His slipped? How did he slip and the other guy died? I don't know. Well, we'll take a look at that. That's a weird discrepancy. Anyway, it causes scaffolding to do this. Cuss this. This horse gets blinded. this horse, which causes this shit to blow up, which kills this thing. And this guy hits the scaffolding, which kills this guy. Well, let's watch the sequence.
No, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't? Okay. Okay. So we have to go based on the testimonies. Okay. Reset. Well, come to think of it, hold on. Let's talk to Pumpkin Man again, because that dude's... What? Let's talk to him again.
What a bloody carnage.
The pumpkins fell here after the sprung cart collided.
Yeah, we need to check the log to see what this guy said. Sprung cart driver. Let's see. There was a collision. I fell to the ground. The contraption. He stopped all of a sudden. I tried to avoid it, but I wasn't quick enough. I mean, to be fair, if Watson were here, he could tell us if these fuckers got electrocuted or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the case. These guys are in a metal carriage. But then, maybe the horse didn't die? Maybe because the carriage got electrocuted? That's what happened? So it's possible this guy passed first. Okay, let's do this over again. Alright, so... this guy could have just stopped here. He could have just stopped, and the other guy did, in fact, swing over, but then he got killed after this guy passed. It could be like that. So... this guy stops. This guy then causes this guy to swerve out, which causes this, of course, to chop that over there. Causes that. Actually, did I activate that last time? Yeah, I did. Which causes this guy to spin out of control. Which causes this guy to slam into that. At the same time, this shit falls over and kills him. And this shit blows up. Kills him. Which would actually be the explosion that this guy allegedly heard. Knock this over. And then turn around and kill the guy who was stopped there. That does add up a little bit better. Because then, if we do it this way, nobody's testimony is violent. We only have like 2 guys' testimony, though. So that would add up. Why this guy stopped all of a sudden is weird, but he probably didn't stop because he died. He would have died after the fact.
That's it.
Okay, there we go.
The technical cab's sudden halt caused this disaster, but the lamppost fell down afterwards. So why did the cab stop?
Exactly what I was thinking.
There's a metal strapping. Mud. Oof, smells bad. Some kind of solvent. A piece of fabric drenched in solvent.
Of course, the dog tattoo gang.
I suspect it's from a gang.
It's all those gangs of London.
This man was killed by electricity, as shown by the distinct mark on his hand.
The infamous dog gang.
Rasco. Yes, I know him. He's a small-time local criminal.
Okay. What does that tell me? Other than the fact that he's dead.
Some kind of solvent. A piece of fabric drenched in solvent. Some kind of solvent.
Why is there an exclamation point? I've never seen an exclamation point. I have no idea what the exclamation point means.
A piece of...
Am I supposed to combine something? Look at something? Come back to this? I can't... That's so weird. I don't know what the exclamation point is. There are markings on it? Where? I mean, I'm thinking like that weird thing is something I could look at, but I don't see anything. Oh, the wall behind it? It's not letting me examine anything. Nothing over here is triggering our detective vision. Yeah. Well, maybe if we get a clue, we come back to this. Or rather, I imagine we're going to have to use that paint remover for something. Actually, kind of think of it. This looks faded. Right here. Yeah, like they were removing the paint on something.
This cab was painted recently. This cab was painted recently.
Railways.
There is some text underneath the paint here. Could be important. I'll need to find a way to remove this fresh paint.
Okay, so they painted over the stolen cab. That's what we need it for. Aha. There we go. Now it's no longer an exclamation point. There we go. It was a come back to me later thing. And also, why is this still white? What am I missing? Or maybe it's the cab itself. They have electrical railways in London? They are so ahead of the times. I mean, it's good enough, right? Game. You want me to be really thorough? Okay, no, there's... Oh, you're right. Never mind. Sorry, game. Sorry, game. Man, these British cloths, they get work done. Look how much grime it picks up. It's like the ultimate quicker picker-upper.
Underground Electric Railways Company of London.
How ironic that they die from electrocution. That's karma if I ever saw it. Oh, you know, maybe I take out, look at the other guy.
This crank is...
I'm surprised that revolver didn't discharge during the electrocution. It is in fact a doggo. These guys are part of the doggo gangs. Alright, what am I still missing here?
A pneumatic hammer.
How did I miss that? I could have sworn I talked about that before. Oh, we got a clue. Oh.
There is some electrical wiring here beneath the manhole.
Don't mind me. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So I need a 3 and a 1, but I don't need that 3 and a 1. I need a... Okay, I need a 1 and a 3 is what I need. And there is no 1 and a 3. Hold on. A 2 and a 2? Can you even do 2 2s?
There's no space for this lockpick.
Well, actually, I guess if it's a 2 and something greater than a 2, then it doesn't even matter. It'll automatically work. So I guess a 2 and a 3 would work. Yeah, there we go. Easy peasy.
I've not seen such a device before.
Ooh, that's a lot of copper. You can sell it for a lot of money, even now. Activate device by finding the correct positions for its switches. Alright. You know what would be great? Visual feedback. Oh. Speak of the devil. Wait, why is that thing... Am I supposed to light up all 3 bulbs? I guess so. Okay. Okay, I feel like we're brute forcing this. There's got to be a smarter way of this. Yeah, I'm not seeing a pattern either. Like, I wish there was like numbers of like wattage. Oh, okay, well...
The electrical charge which affected the technical cab came from
Whatever the hell I did, it worked. I did not understand that puzzle. That was not a well explained puzzle. They've done a couple of puzzles like that. There have been some puzzles in this game, like the temple one's still my favorite, or the recent one we just did just now is pretty cool. Where like those are really cool organic ones that make sense in a mystery game. But then they have these small mini game ones where I'm like, figure this thing out. It's like, what the F am I supposed to do here? Women are now allowed to smoke in public. Yeah, you should be grateful, women. It's no longer a crime for a woman to smoke in public area. In London, at least. I didn't realize women actually got arrested for smoking. I knew it was a social faux pas, but I didn't realize they actually got legit arrested. Like it was an actual crime. The times they are changing. Women are smoking in public. Pretty soon they're going to ask to vote. Acting like their voice counts as much as a man's. Everyone knows women can't smoke. While we're here, let's check out if we have any clues. Nothing other than electrocution. Alright.
I can see the technical cab very well from here.
So it's definitely deliberate. So they killed those dudes deliberately to stop them over there? That's still weird.
An open bottle of cheap wine. A single glass containing traces of alcohol.
Did we get everything? I think we did. You know, Pixels, that's actually a good point. Is that we assumed that the electrocution came from the lamp. And that's probably wrong, you're right. These guys were probably killed because of that switch immediately. And because this side of the road wasn't as wet is the reason why this guy went through. And therefore, it does stand to reason that this happened afterwards and it's just a red herring. I believe you are correct in that deduction. That 100% makes the most amount of sense. Alright, let's talk to the constable. Where was he? Talking to Hammerman over here.
Holmes, I was looking for you. I have an idea about the accident.
Never mind. This one is murder.
What?
What?
You? You're the murderer,
You're
eh?
off your head.
Are you sure, Holmes?
Oh yes. A murder and an accident, because the killer, by electrocuting the cab, created this chaos. And so this multiple crash is now our great chance.
Our great chance? Of what, Holmes?
The culprit could not have planned for this to happen, don't you see? And it is possible that he is still here due to the prompt arrival of the police. Now I see 5 men who could be our murderer. Let us take a look at them now.
Guacho's actually one of the people that died. He died in the accident. Alright, so we have 5 potential suspects. And one of them is gonna be the culprit. Darn, there's no women to blame here. Yeah, he was injured during the accident, though. Also, what's his name? We need names for people.
Poor leg.
I guess I'll call you Broken Leg Man. Alright, so Broken Leg Man. Maybe not. Where's Shifty Guy? Yeah. Feel like talking, mate? Nope, he does not. Where's Pumpkin Man? There's Pumpkin Man.
What a bloody carnage.
I don't know. I think it... How did the person flip the switch from up there and then come down here and be injured in the accident. Unless this guy jumped out the window and broke his leg that way. And just put it under a horse. I don't know. Let's take a look at... Cab driver could have smashed that afterwards. It would have been a convenient way to cover up that. He says his horse was startled by the explosion. That could be a lie. And then we got rando guy. This guy's too shifty. It might just be a red herring here. And then random headache man who wasn't injured. Okay. Did we get any clues from that? No.
Mr. Holmes? My poor leg.
Establish suspects among the people at the scene of the accident. Alright, so I'm thinking the people that were actually injured by the accident are the two people that were actually involved. Like this guy, the driver. He's a driver. Yeah, he could not, because all this happened so fast, there's no way. So they're not a suspect. If you were involved in the actual accident, you are not. This man is a driver. Shit, so he's a driver. I don't think the driver is a suspect. There's no way. If he was actively driving, there's no way. Alright. He said he was working on the scaffolding, right? This dude? Either way. We're gonna say he's a suspect. This dude is definitely a suspect. And this dude is absolutely a suspect. I'm gonna go with that.
That's it.
I'm glad Holmes agrees.
Constable, I suspect 3 people here. Take them to Scotland Yard for questioning.
As long as I don't leave empty-handed, all's good and well.
I know that look, Holmes. Have you found something new?
That's right. In order to trap the cab, the killer must have known the precise route it would take. Or even, that could suggest the cab must have set out not far from here, in this very street, perhaps.
Remarkable. Holmes, I'm terribly sorry, but I must go to the hospital now to help tend to the wounded.
I understand, Watson.
But don't forget our earlier discussion.
About the devil's daughter.
About Kate.
I want somebody in this game to say the devil's daughter so we can be like, oh, he said the thing. Okay. So we have headache man, shifty leaning man, and broken leg man. Alright. Find out where the technical cab came from. Yeah, that's right, actually, come to think of it. They stole it from the, the electrical railways thing? So the person who knew they were gonna be here... Yeah, so the Underground Electrical Railways, they knew that knew exactly, even though they tried painting over this cab, they knew exactly where this cab was going to be, and they knew exactly where they were going to be, and what it was going to look like. Might have been an inside job. But we don't have anything in terms of checking out. Actually, hold on. Can we go into the sewer? Do we try that? Can't move his damn cart. Find out where the technical cab came from. Yeah, like, how? Where? I mean, I know where it came from. Is there a clue otherwise? I didn't miss a clue here, did I? Oh, here's a dad to talk to.
This is an absolute disaster.
What does smoke on the water have to do with this? Why is this a document that matters? Well, either way, we can't go anywhere else except for Scotland Yard, so let's go to Scotland Yard. Because normally if there's like a new place we have to look up, it tells us, hey, you can look up like the Rasco gang. And you'll find something. Okay. Well, we got 3 people to talk to.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, we have a slight problem.
What happened?
One of the suspects, Mr. Reginald Butcher, has escaped.
Well, that's not
It was after we asked
sketch.
him to put his belongings in the evidence room. I'm sorry.
How did he escape?
He hit me in the face. Took me by surprise, you know, otherwise I,
Of course. That's all?
Just before he left the yard, he shouted, "Sorry, I'll come back later."
Sorry, I'll come back later.
And you believed
Could
him.
have said that without punching me.
Is Inspector Lestrade here?
No.
He seemed like a
we
nice
have
guy.
some days.
I totally believed him.
Incident between us.
Because everyone knows when you escape the police by punching them in the face and say, trust me, I'll be back later, that always happens. Pans out every time. Alright, so Butcher is the one who ran. We got Fowler and Garrett.
The initials MB.
That is a very fancy, personalized handkerchief there. We have a hospital note. We have excellent news for you. Oh, it was like, I'm assuming this is
letter
alluding to
from
the fact
yesterday
that
perhaps explains why Butcher was in such a hurry.
his wife is having a baby,
At
I
any
guess.
rate, I now have an exact address.
You could have just said, my wife's pregnant, she's delivering right now, and I'm pretty sure the police would have been like, okay. Also, why was he hanging out here instead of with his wife who's clearly in delivery? Or maybe not in delivery, it's just his condition is stationary? Whatever, either way. Alright, so, oh, he got fired from the Underground Electrical Railways. Okay, well, he has a direct connection to the victims. And he was fired for it, too, so... That's interesting.
Reginald Butcher had problems with his job.
This pen is an expensive one, but it isn't new.
Yeah, he has expensive stuff.
Reginald Butcher is fond of sweets.
Yeah, it's a lot of sweets there.
Whiskey. Of poor quality. Thick leather gloves. They're probably insulated. Murad. Quite a popular brand of cigarette.
Oh, was this the Broken Leg Man? I think it is.
My life has changed thanks to Pastor Gordon and my faith.
So I think this is Broken Leg Man. The work gloves make sense because he was working on the carpentry, and he has, you know, just walks around with a giant bottle of whiskey. It's all good. He's a working man, smokes, and he's found religion. Okay. It's fine by me.
A book. Karl Heinzen's 1848 Der Mord, with a bookmark.
Thank God it's in English. I was afraid it was not going to be.
This terrible passage is apparently appreciated by Garrett.
If you have to blow up half a continent and create a bloodbath in order to destroy the barbarians' party, you can be deemed to possess neither scruples nor conscience. Anyone who would not happily sacrifice his own life for the honor of exterminating 1,000,000 barbarians is not a true Republican. I agree. Such clear-sightedness. I mean, I'm not going to judge on political dogma here. Also, I get the feeling this is not like American Republican, but British Republican, which is... I don't know. I have no idea what that entails politically. But I agree to the extent of you should not use a cannon to kill a fly, but I don't know the context of this passage, so I'll just leave it as is.
Electrical wires.
Interesting. Maybe there were people working together. Alright, so dude who believes in killing things and also has electrical wires. Dude who found religion. Dude who actually worked for the exact company that the wagon was stolen from. And also ran away. And has a woman's thing there. Yeah, because his name's R. Butcher, and that's, M... What is it, like, I think for his wife? Mary or something like that. Okay, let's talk to some dudes.
Please, escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation.
I'm Benjamin Fowler, and I was arrested by mistake.
So he's the man who...
I swear it.
You have
who
not been
found
arrested,
religion.
Mr. Fowler. You are here as a witness.
Oh, but I saw nothing.
That makes
I
sense.
Swear. Let me
We did
go.
see the cross earlier. Allow me to peer into your soul. Uh-oh. He's got a doggo tattoo. He's linked to the victims. But then again, he was in prison and found religion, so... I don't think he would have killed a dude for that. Yeah, he was a carpenter. He was working on the scaffolding. We already knew that. He could have tried cutting off, or yeah, you know, trying to butcher off the... Wait, smokers have yellow nails? Is that a thing? I don't smoke. If you are a smoker, I will not judge you. I'm just wondering for scientific research purposes if you have yellow fingers. That's a real thing, Nano? Okay, I'll take your word for it. We're missing a clue. Well, I don't want me to really focus on that hand. There we go. It'd be funny if you made a comment like, whoever did this splint did a garbage job. Well, actually, he did have cigarettes, remember, next to the cheap whiskey? So that lines up. That lines up. He honestly doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. He really does seem like a witness. But it is true that he does have a connection to the Doggo gang.
Could you tell me what you were doing at the scene of the accident?
I was working on the square's statue. I work for the council, I swear it.
Do you ever work with electricity?
Yes, sometimes. I repair electric lampposts, but I'm not a specialist. I swear it. It's new, isn't it? And complex and dangerous.
I understand.
It's black magic.
I know you're a great detective and you understand me, so please let me go. I know nothing, I swear.
Yes.
Why is he
you swear
so
it, I know.
nervous?
Mr. Fowler,
He
does
probably
the
knew
name
the victims.
Rasco ring any bells with you?
First time I ever heard it, I swear.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
But your tattoo resembles his. You are in his gang, are you not?
No. It was a long time ago. I already forgot. I swear it. I just picked a few pockets
swear.
for him when I was a young fellow. But I ain't proud of what I did. All my family,
Hey, Dark,
my parents,
welcome.
my brothers, dogs and cats all died when I was a lad. I wouldn't have survived otherwise.
Okay.
Please, escort this suspect for interrogation.
I don't think he's a bad man. I think that him being directly linked to the
Good day to you,
victim
sir. My name
is
is Sherlock
happenstance.
Thomas
I mean, it's a
Garrett.
gang. It's a local
Why am I
gang.
here?
Small time.
You are a witness to murder.
Of course. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that the police jailed an innocent man in order to close a case.
Jeez,
one is
open a hashtag, will you? Good
Yes.
lord. Sorry, I need to see your nose. He strikes me as a number 3 nose, the one that has a slight bump to it. I believe he is ill, coughing up a storm. He could have the SARS. That is a very improvised anarchist symbol. If I looked at that and that was your organization, I'm like, wow, you guys can't even afford pins? Wow. You guys suck. However, he is clearly... Oh, that's right. He was Garrett. He was the anarchist guy. He was the one who was like, yeah, blowing up people sounds good if you have a good enough reason. What is silicosis? I actually do not know what that is. If someone could quickly look that up for me, because I actually don't know what that is, or if it's relevant. He did have electrical cabling with him. Look at the load time on that hand. Rough game. What can I say? It's a lung disease? Thank you. That lines up. Okay, so it's weird to me that there's only one other person who's Mr. Butcher, obviously the man who ran. And the fact that there's nothing after this makes me wonder, wait a minute, there's 5 cases. How come there's nobody in the 5th case whatsoever? That's weird to me. And it even says right there, it's going to be met in the current case. So is there nobody to interrogate in the next case? But who's the devil's daughter? There's only one daughter in this entire game. Oh, right there, silicosis. The sufferer coughs up coal dust from their lungs. Oh, he can. I guess he was a coal miner with that underground place, right? That kind of lines up. Oh, the hospital opened up. Oh, that's right. The dude ran to the hospital. Forgot about that.
Did you perhaps see anything in particular during or after this disaster?
Yes, I saw part of your bourgeoisie burn up and explode. It was spectacular.
Why
Yeah,
did
take that, you
remain in the
bougie
square? Why not
detective.
seek shelter.
Like the rest of the sheep, there were some wounded comrades.
Wake up,
Workers.
sheeple.
I wanted to help them.
This guy is passionate in his beliefs, but
You have a
despite
severe
that,
cough. Are you suffering?
It's only a cold.
yeah, you don't cough up tar for a cold. Sorry, man.
Why not be honest with me? You are spitting up black fluid.
Ah,
What's wrong, black
good.
lung?
yes, I have enough coal dust in my lungs to fuel an entire London district.
You were a miner then?
Since the age of 13, yes. At the Newcastle mines. 15 years of hell. Those were bloody times.
At least
But
you
now
lived.
it's over. I don't want to die in those holes like my father and my brothers did, in order to line the pockets of the rich.
Yeah. And also, women shouldn't smoke. See, bourgeoisie, I knew what that meant. No, that one I'm familiar with.
Do you have any electrical knowledge?
How'd you know about that? You a mind reader?
There
Yes,
are
I'm
electrical
psychic.
wires amongst your belongings.
Clever. Yes. I teach electrics to my comrades, since I'm currently without paid work. I'm self-taught, so we're not as dumb as you might think. And I don't want to work for bosses anyway.
Yeah, F them. Alright, we actually gained a clue for the first time. Good lord. Oh, actually, we have a lot of clues. Holy shit. Let's see. We got a lot of options here. Fowler. No, really? It is impossible for her to survive without turning to crime. That's a little harsh. Really? He didn't have a tattoo on him, though. We're just gonna do all these. Really, nothing is tied to this guy's difficult life. Oh, wait, we're talking about Fowler. That was the guy who found religion. That's right, that's right. I was thinking we're talking to Garrett. Alright, so Garrett is the anarchist. Okay. Electrocution lines up. I don't think it's him, though. I mean, the dude who ran literally works for the exact company that's tied to these dude. Let's see. I don't think that's... Still not tied to anything. I don't think anarchists would be tied to anything. Garrett. That was a large sum of money, sure. He has attempted to remove it. I don't think any of these have anything to do with Fowler. We're just gonna be lame, though, and brute force it. Really? That had something to do with anarchist? What did him being an anarchist have to do with Reginald Butcher? I mean, he could just be a hypocrite of an anarchist who he's like, yeah, F the banks, but he also takes out loans. I don't put it past anyone to not be a hypocrite. Alright, so the electrical trap of the technical cab was arranged by a professional. Garrett would have he would not have had sufficient knowledge. I actually do think that, because I didn't even understand what the hell that electrical trap was all about. That was not simple self-taught electrical stuff. Whoever this is was a professional, which is why I think Butcher, who worked for an electrical company, would have intimate knowledge and resources for that. Butcher is looking really prime right now, without even talking to him. But that doesn't mean he may not have had a collaborator. Let's see. Fowler sometimes works with electricity, but he's not a specialist. Yeah, Fowler, no. No way. Yeah, he's not a specialist. I don't buy either of those. Alright. We still never found out where the technical cab came from, even though we know exactly where it is. That really bothers me. Alright, before we go to the hospital, let's re-examine the accident area. We have to have missed something. Maybe we go back to that room. Maybe we missed a clue. But so far it's looking like Butcher. He's probably going to be like, oh, I couldn't have possibly done that because my wife is in the hospital or something like that. I'm not even judging the guy based on his name. I mean, this is back in ye old days where I would imagine it's funny that he's an electrician when you would think, oh, his last name is Butcher. He probably got it because he came from a family of butchers. Isn't that how names work? Especially in ye olden 1800s times in England. Alright. Let's take a look and make sure we didn't miss any clues. I mean, can I just take this device with me and be like, yo, where the hell is this thing from? That is like literally the most damning evidence here. Also, the fact that there's wine there is weird to me. But I don't see anything here that gives us a clue that it might be part of the electrical company. Okay, they said the clue to find out where the thing came from should be nearby. Perhaps it's not too far from the street. Oh wait, we gotta... Oh, there we go.
Mud. Oof, smells bad.
Oh well, damn, we did miss a spot. We didn't go down to the ends of these streets. Okay, never mind. We have a lead here. There we go. A nest of snakes. That would be mortifying if you're in a well and all of a sudden, like, you know, it's just hundreds of snakes. Jesus Christ. And also they they ate a child. Holy shit, that's horrible. It sounds like a ghost story. Yeah, I remember that when I saw the mud trail that those dudes did have mud on their shoes. I did not connect that clue, thinking that they trotted in from somewhere literally down the street. I wonder if they left the cab and then came back, and that gave the person the opportunity to leave the room after electrocuting it. Ooh, we have a 3-level one now. Cool. Okay. So we need a 1, 2, and a 3. There's a 2/3 down there. I wish you could... Alright, then we need a 3, a 3, and a 4. And yeah, that's easy. Cool. This one's a lot easier. Remember those crazy spinning locks in the last game to unlock everything? It would take like 10 minutes to do it. I don't know. At the same time, I kind of found those puzzles a little bit more satisfying because these are just... It literally tells you exactly what to do. These are almost too easy, while the other ones were like very esoteric. I actually didn't mind those puzzles. So you either get too easy or you get too bizarre. Take your pick.
Saleable items are produced here.
At the very least, you know, this is a more believable lock-picking one than the other one where everyone had magically, like, cylinder locks.
It looks as though the carpet was placed here intentionally.
This probably goes underground. That's why they had the pneumatic hammer. They were digging. Yep. Son of a bitch. Hold on, before we look at there, let's take a look around. Oh my god. Well, Central London Railway. Somebody clearly knew exactly where this was. Almost like they worked for the company.
An old access point to the sewers.
Yeah, let's go to the sewers. I like the pacing of this mission. Case, shall I say. Starts off with a lot of clues, almost too many clues, too many suspects, a lot of ways to where your deductions can be misled. This is a good escalation to where, oh, you're not just discovering suspects along the way, you have a lot right off the bat. Although I'd have to say the motives in each of these cases, yes, they have opportunity, but a lot of them did not have means, and I think only 2 of them have motive, and one of them's motives is very weak. Butcher is, without a doubt, the clear ringer for, so far, being super sketch. But finding the relationship... Wow, look at these ornate doors. Man, London sewers are so fancy. I keep thinking there's like a lever we have to press here. Okay. Buttons. Anybody have a button? Detective vision on. Alright, nothing there. I kept thinking, like, if this was an RPG, I would immediately turn around, go back the other way to make sure there wasn't a treasure chest. Because that's how RPGs work. May have to go back the other way anyway. Sewers count as an urban dungeon, wouldn't you say? Most sewer levels, though, are usually pretty trash. Why do we feel that is? Why are most sewer levels just bad? Is it because the pathways are very constraining and therefore doesn't necessarily reward any exploration besides being maze-like? Is it because it's full of minor inconveniences? I don't think it's because of the location. I think a sewer is a great place for a dank, and I mean dank in terms of literally dank,
A pneumatic drill, the same as the one that we found in the tent.
environment with unique monsters and shit like that. But usually it's like, oh, this is where all the poop and poison monsters come from. It's like, okay. Because most RPGs have linear constraining... I'm not going down in there. F that.
I'd better not go in there.
Yeah, good call. 0, 1, half, and 1. Alright, what did that change? Okay. Probably need to get that.
I'd better not go in there.
Do we need... Well, then why give me the option for half if I can't do anything in the half? Oh, you know what? I see. We're gonna have to pull it to the half, push this thing here so I can jump across it, or probably push it over there so I can jump across it, and then raise it back up to 1/2. I get it, I get it, I get it. Yeah, can we think of any good sewer levels in games, you know? To me, one sewer level that sticks out in my mind as, hey, I thought this was actually really cool, was in Deus Ex Human Revolution. I thought the sewers were super well, like, there, especially since if you had the punch-through walls augmentation, that freed up so much of the environment. It was super cool. I liked it. Oh, was that a dead body? Oh, I thought I saw a dead body there. It's just my overactive imagination. Yeah, Dark Souls, has some pretty terrifying stuff. But that's like more the nature of the game. Most of it's confined dungeons anyway. And I feel like the nature of a sewer in Dark Souls, which is already a naturally confining game, it kind of fits right in. But I wonder, like, is there a game that takes the elements of a sewer and builds it as its strengths, instead of as being a detriment or something unoriginal to its player base? Platforming. Oh, we got water puzzles here. So that's another thing I noticed that a lot of people just don't like in general are water puzzles. Why do people dislike water puzzles? I think maybe it's because, and this is just speaking for me, some water puzzles are tedious when you encounter a fail state, because you have to wait for the water level to go up and wait for it to go down if you make a mistake. I think it's simply testing people's patience is why some people dislike water puzzles. If I knew where I was going, this would be a little bit more interesting. Alright, so that's a broken ladder over there, isn't it? I don't know if you could say Tomb Raider had a... I mean, it had cisterns, but I don't know if you would count those as sewer levels, per se. Oh, yeah, I was just talking about water puzzles. Yeah, I mean, there are so many games that have water puzzles, it's not even a joke. Water puzzles just kind of come with the territory. Alright, for now, I don't think I want to adjust... Wait, but why would there be an adjustable thing here? Do I need to push that somewhere? I could just walk across the pipe, though. Why do I need to adjust this? Unless there's something down there. Let's lower this down to 0. Let's see what's down there. Also, let me compliment. Yeah, I mean, Ocarina of Time's Water Temple annoyed players, and it's true because a combination of how long it took to readjust the water levels in combination with how long it took to access the iron boots to go up and down it was just tedious. People always say it's the hardest temple. It's not the hardest temple. That temple is very simple. That temple just tested your patience if you made mistakes, which you probably did. Because you're not going to get a temple right the very first time, let's be real. So I personally liked it. But, I mean, Shadow Link was hard. Shadow Link was harder than the main boss. The boss was pretty tough, though, because it required very precise hits. Yeah, actually, that's another thing that made the Water Temple kind of tough, is that the clams had a very short window and needed to be in just the right position to be killed with the hook shot, and nothing else worked. And the boss, same way. You had to be in the right position, in the right distance, in the right space, in order for your hook shot to hit a moving target. So it was full of a lot of annoyances. The same thing for Shadow Link. Fighting Shadow Link, you could only use certain equipment and only certain tactics, and you still had to edge out a win. It required a lot of patience. And I think a lot of people just couldn't be bothered. I don't like this balancing minigame. Speaking of slow and testing my patience. But yeah, good sewer levels. Like, to me, the challenge is it's a dungeon. It's an urban dungeon. So why do we fundamentally fail to make it interesting? Especially since the sewer itself is already an undesirable area to be in, you think that would be the best spot to make something rife with adventure, right?
Whoa.
I don't know what the point of that was. Alright, I'm guessing the goal is to get there. But how specifically? I wonder. There's gotta be a platform that we release or something. Watch this be the longest part of this case. Like, the moment we find Butcher, he basically confesses. Alright, so we can push this crap. I mean, obviously we can't go all the way up. Yeah. It's very cheeky for it to let you try. Alright, so here's the thing I don't get. Pushing this over here, what does this accomplish? Okay, saying jump on it? Well, he's not going to jump diagonally onto that thing. There's a bar there. Sherlock won't do that. Hold on, let's check to see what we can jump to. Alright, so maybe we could. I still don't know what the purpose of that little platform is. That part is the part that weirds me out. I'm like, what's the point of that platform? Oh wait, there's a room there. Oh, and there's a lever there. Okay, that's what we need to get to. Hold on. Okay, that's what we need to get to. Got it. Pixels, you have a great night. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully I can catch you at the premiere tomorrow night. Will this work? Yeah, it'll work. But how do I get up there now? Oh, there's a little lever here. Wait, what? Oh. I see now. That's how we jump across this thing and then hit that lever. Which looks like probably opens a door. Alright, back with this. Stay on target. Stay on target. Speaking of stay on target, very disappointed in the showcase for Star Wars Squadrons. Especially when learning that's going to be a $40 game. I'm not disappointed because of its price, but because I know EA does not charge full price just because they're nice. They're charging it because they're probably not putting as much effort into it, and they know it. Which is ironic because I'm willing to bet that it's gonna have like 2 modes. It's probably gonna have a garbage campaign, if that, and it's probably gonna have microtransaction laden multiplayer, which means I'm probably not gonna be interested in getting it at all. As much as I love TIE Fighter, as much as I love Rogue Squadron. All right, there we go.
A red powder. Given the circumstances, most probably iron oxide. Magnesium strips. Metal powder. Looks like aluminium.
Aluminium. That's how you know we're in Britain land. They say Velociraptor in aluminium. And look at this. Look, what a nice convenient thing. How nice. Oh, was that a bank vault?
So, it was the goal of Rasko's gang to rob the bank.
And somebody killed him and took it. There we go. Now we see our motive. It was an inside job. That's how they knew where it was going to be, because that was the getaway vehicle. Now it's coming together.
iron wall of the vault has been melted through. Still warm. The thieves have opened almost all of the deposit boxes. They must have taken a great many valuables.
Now Butcher is especially suspicious because he's the one who lost his job. His wife probably is having a baby. He needs money. He just got fired from his job and he's mad at them. And he knows exactly what to do and how to do it to get money. It is so... I don't see any reason why it's not Butcher over any of the other two guys. And he went in league with those dudes with the dog gang because they're all like, yo, I'll help you out. I just want to cut the money. And I guarantee he ran with that money. He knew. And because he knew the electrical things, he's the one who knew how to set them up and kill them. He set them up with a carriage. He knew where the carriage was going to be. And he fried them. This has got to be Butcher. We're not going to get any leads till we talk to him, though.
This vault belongs to the Bank of England.
Examine the sewers. I mean, are we missing something else? What else are we missing? What am I missing? Darn it! I hate it when that happens. Where it's like you didn't complete this area. What am I failing here? What am I failing to click on? The barrel. Oh yeah, you're right. Good job. Thank you.
An old map of the sewers with a red cross.
Thank you for the assist. Yeah, this is clearly the sewers we were just in. And money is one way. Exclamation point is probably where the entry point is. And let's take a look at what that barrel is, because I'm willing to bet that X marks the spot. Good game design, making sure the exit is not any inconvenience. Appreciate that. Should be past this corner, right? Boom!
All of the licorice has been eaten.
Ah, yep. Man, this is pointing to Butcher so hard.
These barrels are empty and unsealed.
Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, if we had found this when we were initially in this area, we would not have known who Butcher was, but because we talked to the other two dudes and then came back, we now know this is 100% Butcher's work.
Metal rings. They're used to hold the barrel in one piece. A banknote. Dry, so it hasn't been here very long.
I'll just safeguard this banknote here.
The tobacco's aroma is still strong.
Yeah, cigarette too. .100% pointing to I feel we did this backwards,
Murad, quite a popular brand of
but
cigarette. I need to
because of
warn
this
Mr.
now,
Bard about
we
this.
definitely now know this is definitely gotta be Butcher. But let's humor, let's pretend that we don't know it's Butcher, and round him up at the hospital. Alright, I think we're good here, right? Yeah, we examined everything. We're not going to talk to Lestrade just yet. Let's go visit the hospital. And fast travel. Boop. I didn't notice. Did we get evidence from that? No. Interesting. I wonder why the loot was not evidence.
I'm apparently in the children's ward.
Oh, I'm guessing he's gonna have like a sick daughter or something. Some sob story for why he killed a bunch of people and took the money. This is gonna be the part where it's like, are you sure you want to send this guy to jail? I'm like, he murdered people. The only reason why he murdered them is because he wants to get away. I get it. You robbed from a gang, and you knew you had to kill them because they were never gonna let you go. This is all trying to tug at the heartstrings. True, he did kill 2 thieves. That's a good point. He only killed criminals. I'm actually not against that. He only killed criminals. And he did it to help his clearly dying daughter. I guess we can't be so draconian. Technically, he didn't kill them. It was the electricity. And his wife is dead. What's the significance of putting like the band across to signify somebody's passing?
A young woman lost her life.
I kind of wonder about that. Judith Butcher.
Mr.
That
Butcher.
explains the handkerchief. Fine. We were not going to convict him. We'll let him get away with it. Because if we put him away, the kid's just going to die. And I don't want to... He only killed 2 thieves. I'm not saying I agree with his extremism. But he's a smart man who made a bad choice. He was limited on his options. And he did it for the sake of helping his dying daughter.
Admission file at Karolinska University
We got a clue from that,
Hospital
though.
in Stockholm.
At least he killed them quickly. You know, it was electrocution. It happened instantly. They barely even felt it, I bet.
Merrill Butcher.
But the problem is, like, how are we going to help this dude, because we still have to... Alright. We still have to explain this to the police. And I don't know how that's going to happen.
Mr. Reginald Butcher, I've come from Scotland Yard. Might we talk?
All right.
He wears that degenerate cap.
She's finally asleep.
She your daughter?
My pretty little Merrill. She's very ill. Now look, I'm sorry I ran, but I had to see Dr. Blowberry today, and the policeman wouldn't listen.
Don't worry. I understand now.
And of course, you know, I understand. I am also a single father. I too have literally killed my daughter's father, so I 100% understand that sometimes it's okay to murder for the sake of children. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I have double standards too. Still wearing his uniform. Because he still smokes expensive cigarettes. He's used to having money. He is married. I thought he was married. Mud. No, recently cleaned. I like how it's like likes decorative items. Alright, so this is our last one. He's our man, but deciding what to do.
Can she be cured?
It'll take a long time, but I'm confident that we'll win this fight. I can't bear to think otherwise.
I appreciate you being supportive.
Probably just a question of money.
What are you talking about? It's a question of willpower, and my daughter will win.
Treatment of Merrill Butcher.
I do hope so. Although the treatment...
At first when I read treatment, I thought like, how is he treating his daughter? I'm like, he's treating his daughter alright. It's like, oh, they meant medical treatment. Derp.
Yeah, it's our only hope. Thanks to the good Dr. Blowberry, she finally has a bed. We're going out next week. It's our last chance. Do you have children?
Yes. I have a daughter too.
We'd sacrifice our lives for our children, would we not?
Yes. Of course, yes.
It's supposed to be one of those emotional cases.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Butcher?
I work at the office of the Underground Electric Railways Company.
That is a
Then
lie.
you must be familiar with electrical devices.
I am indeed. Why do you ask?
It is of no consequence, but tell me, what are the reasons behind the problems you're experiencing at work?
Problems? What do you mean?
You got fired. That's kind of a
You have
problem.
already received a written warning.
Yes. I'm often late to work. My boss doesn't understand my
Oh,
situation.
I guess he wasn't fired? I thought he was
Difficult since my
terminated.
daughter became ill.
I see.
I guess this technically counts as the interrogation.
Coincidentally, we found one of your company's cabs in the square where the accident occurred.
Really? Why was it there?
I have no idea. Do you?
No. But a week ago we had a technical cab stolen, along with its tools. Do you think that could be the one?
It's possible.
So I'd believe you if you didn't have evidence literally at the scene of the crime. Okay. I really don't get why Roscoe's Gankatsu is still here. That's the reason the electrician did it. Reginald Butcher knows how to work with electricity because of his job. That doesn't mean he would be capable of creating a deadly electrical trap, or he would have been able to. I'm pretty positive that he did. In which case, good on him, because that means he's damn good at his job. And that would be a shame that, that happened. How is electrician not tied to electrocution? Okay. We have a lot of floating clues here. What are we missing? We're missing clues. For the first time all game, we're missing clues. We don't even have a conclusion at all. We're missing a lot of stuff.
Meryl's asleep.
And we actually did not complete this guy. We're missing something. What are we missing? Examine the belongings of the victims and suspects. Did we... miss something? Guess we go back to Scotland Yard. We're missing something, clearly. We don't have enough evidence to declare anything.
Bobby, they will find the thing.
We already examined literally everything. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, shit, how did we miss this?
The belongings of the victims.
Jeez,
Rasco
we're...
and his acolyte.
Never mind.
A Webley revolver.
Matches what the victim had.
Rasco is fond of licorice. Ha! The licorice was found both at the sewers and amongst Rasco's belongings. A standard deck of playing cards. A normal pocket knife. A police report about Rasco. He's only a minor criminal.
To be honest, robbing a bank is pretty big for a bunch of small-time crooks that are normally just pickpockets. When you really think about it, it doesn't match up with their usual stuff at all. Everything's tied to this bank robbery, apparently. Okay, now we got some stuff and we have no clues. Alright, so let's start getting some conclusions. I do see how they would want, like, you know, Garrett would have a motive for robbing the bank. I don't think he's a bandit. I think he's just an anarchist. Yeah, he wouldn't rob a bank. He would be like, fuck the institution, blow it up. He would not steal money. Nah, he's gone clean. I believe him when he says that. Somebody knew about the bank robbery and managed to kill members of... Yeah, that much we know. Evil plan. It was premeditated murder, sure. I don't know about evil. Isn't that just a matter of perspective? He could be familiar. He was familiar. Alright. Reginald Butcher is not a criminal. He has a beloved daughter who's ill, and he would not risk becoming involved with bandits. Or, because he has his daughter, he needs them. Yes, that is 100% the case. There we go. Alright, so let's see what we can do for Mr. Reginald Butcher. We can condemn him, in which case he's a dangerous criminal who's not only robbed the bank, but he also killed his accomplices. Or we can absolve him, because we feel sorry for the fact that he did it out of desperation, and did it so he can save his daughter's life. I really want to be extremist in this way, and I do believe justice should be blind, but... you know, we're not machines here. There is a human element to this. He should have punishment. But I'm gonna absolve him. Yeah, because this is a moral choice. Not a criminal choice. He committed a crime. Nobody's doubting that. But morally speaking. Now we have to convince the police. I mean, he's got what? There's obviously legal allowances for if you're involved in a crime, but you're not really that bad of a person. There's got to be an option out of this.
Mr. Butcher,
She's finally asleep. I knew you'd
you
return.
should go to Stockholm with your daughter. You will save her. I've made my decision. Leave now.
You understand I was forced to do all this.
Oh, he's not even denying it. You know what?
Thank you.
He's
Mr.
honest.
Goodbye.
He doesn't strike me as a bad man. Hey, we were correct. And we only found 12 clues. I like how it just judges if you got the right guy. It doesn't judge. It's not like the last game where it judged you on your moral decision too. I don't know. I felt pressure from that in the last game, where it's like, I don't know. What'd you think about that moral decision there? It's like, oh god, you made me second guess myself about the ethics of this. You know what? This is the British system. Isn't the British system guilty until proven innocent, though? Oh, whatever. We're Sherlock Holmes. We do what we want. We're acquitting this man. The circumstances are exceptional. He did not have any other choice. I would not go that far. But I do understand the reason for which he did so. I'm going to accept my decision. Everyone else was an asshole. This guy was okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, we're jumping straight to the next cat. We are better than 91% of the entire community for solving that mystery. Man, 91% of the community couldn't even get that far. How lame. Well, actually, that was 9.99%, so it's 90.1. My mistake. I forgot my math for a second. All right, you know what? We finished early. I say we go ahead and finish this game. We're running endgame now. I can stay up late. I finished the video, so it's not going to be editing. But before we do that, let's take a quick break. Get ourselves some water, refresh ourselves, and let's wrap up the last case, Fever Dreams. Yeah, we'll be right back. I think we have enough time to solve one more mystery. Especially since, given the casebook, there's no suspects in this one, which is weird to me. So we're gonna see what's going on here. We're gonna see what the Devil's Daughter has to do with this. All right, I will be right back after this. Just a minute or two. Okay, I'm back. And hey, wouldn't you know it? So far, the internet's playing nice. Watch that jinx things.
Holmes, at last you're back. We can't find Kate. What?
Where the
She went
devil
for
is
her
my
lesson,
daughter?
but the teacher says that Kate never arrived.
Mrs. Hudson!
She's gone out to ask around the neighborhood.
I could just kick down a door right now.
Kate! Are you here?
Speaking of, let's see. You know what? The girl lived and she's getting better. At least somebody's having a nice night. Oh yeah, these people are just pissed that I busted up their boss. Yeah, you can just, you know, eat shit and die.
It's close.
We will never know what's inside this little girl's room. Oh, you know what?
Kate!
Oh, I thought her room was downstairs. I didn't realize her room was here the entire time. I literally never walked in this room then. Oh, that's right. That's because we fixed it up for that loser who was trying to stay by us. Oh, here we go.
She was writing something here. Kate took her diary.
Oh, wait. You don't suppose she's trying to leave with that lady? She found out she's trying to leave with
What
her?
happened here?
Oh, God.
Why would she take her suitcase?
Yeah, she's trying to run away with that lady. For some reason. Also, she draws really well. Good lord, that's... good artist. Man, teenage girls can just get so uppity when they find out that you murdered their biological parents. Yeah, she's running away.
All of her favorites. They packed her things and left. I don't understand.
Yes, you do. You're a detective. You're just panicked.
What's that? The sound came from Alice's room. Alice!
Oof.
Kate! Kate!
Ooh.
Where are you?
That was a cool transition, actually. I like that.
You never do anything right. I've had enough of you not caring about me.
Yeah, explains why it's called fever dreams.
Alice would adopt me.
Just pulls out an axe. I always have one ready.
Alice? Where is my daughter?
Your daughter? You don't have one, Mr. Holmes. You never did.
Oh, don't give me that shit. Oh, I want to slap her.
Holmes,
I'll make her talk.
we don't need her.
That was me. That was
Just
me
use your
purely,
skill.
purely
I'll
out of
take care of
satisfaction.
her.
Oh, I guess I didn't hit her that hard. She doesn't have a mark for it. The fact that she's saying that with such spite was like, she's not your daughter. Psh, woman. How dare you. I can't imagine why she's angry. I just gave her, a natural reaction for giving a sassy response. Wait, why is she dressed like she's at a funeral? I mean, we knew she was leaving, but I'm willing to bet she convinced. Use chalk. She's making a ritual? She's not trying to sacrifice my daughter to the devil, is she?
I remember this place from my last visit.
Yeah, there's a lot less stuff here.
Something was taken from here.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. I'm glad we're on the same trail here, Sherlock. The Grimoire.
My choice is not.
Oh wait. Is it gone or is it displaced? Actually, a lot of this shit's gone. Oh, I have to select one thing? Why can I only select one thing?
My choice is not entirely correct. My choice is not entirely correct.
What am I looking at? Select the objects that have disappeared since your last visit. You can deselect previously selected items if I want them to be incorrect. Oh, okay, I just have to select all of them. Okay. Alright, oh yeah, how'd she move that thing? Oh wait. Stuff is moved, but it's not necessarily missing. Watson, you weren't here last time. Yeah, okay, so she just moved that shit around.
Choice is not entirely correct.
No. The clock is not correct because the clock's moved, but it's not missing. Alright, so the photograph, cupboard. Actually, the cupboard's not gone. That's not correct. Portrait.
Choice is not entirely correct.
Candles.
No, my choice is not entirely correct.
What am I missing? Oh, the wheelchair. Yeah, I don't need that.
Portrait of Alice's father, William Hamilton, and some items required to conduct a seance are missing.
Okay. Okay, so she was already visiting a cemetery. She was visiting her father's grave then? Why would she take Kate with her, though? She has nothing to do with her. I think. Maybe?
The lead goes to the cemetery. Watson, keep an eye on her.
Yeah, that's right. Keep that gun out. Ah, another fever dream.
Kate, are you here?
This is cool. I like this transition. Ooh, we got a seance down here.
Kate, what What did she do to you?
Yeah, something strange going on in this neighborhood.
Four others.
Oh, we got to put this together, I bet.
Crossing. Trampled by feet. Felled by bullet. Scholar of rose. Earth-digging giant. It's where Alice's father was buried. Alice brought them to perform the ritual. Alice... Those candles have been alight for almost 3 hours.
There's some Ghostbusters 2 vibes from this. Trying to resurrect Vigo.
These writings constitute a single message, a guide.
Go to Old Cemetery, find crypt on the crossing of 4 others. Felled by bullets, scholar of roads, earth-digging giant, and trampled by feet. Who are those talking about, though?
Hey! Kate! Oh my god. It's Alice's father, mummified.
What the hell's going on with this?
Stormer.
This took an unexpectedly weird turn, not gonna lie.
A map of British rivers. Madame Destiny. Alice keeps her father's belongings in this room, even the canteen from his boat. Alice sleeps here. Alice is not merely peculiar, she is mentally ill. I hope Kate didn't see this. It's Alice's father, mummified.
How the hell is he mummified? Alright, let's go grave hunting, I guess. I'm hoping some of these tell us how they were killed. No, see, Nano, he's not crazy. All of you are crazy. Especially Alice. She's the craziest one here. I don't know what I'm missing. What am I missing? Go to the old cemetery. I mean, old cemetery's not opening up. Let's go back down. Maybe I'm missing something. Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton. It's her family crypt, actually, come to think of it. Like, this looks super, like... I should be able to, like, read this. It's just giving us the date, though. Okay, what the hell am I missing? I like how she puts on like those blinders even though she's literally in a crypt. Also, she sleeps in her family's crypt. What the hell? Oh, I missed the suitcase. There we go.
Kate's diary.
Man, I just didn't see that suitcase there on the ground. Blended right in. I'm with Alice at the cemetery. What the fuck? We're gonna speak with her father.
Where do we find him, Father?
Alice, my daughter.
Alice?
I know the answer to your question.
Freaking out,
I
man.
can't believe that Alice made my little girl go through all this. Damned woman! Kate's suitcase.
So this is a
Why did
weird
she leave
tactile
it?
thing that's weird about me. Holding sticks of chalk makes my spine tingle. It makes me very uncomfortable. Like, I know it's kind of weird because kids don't have chalkboards these days. They barely have whiteboards. It's all digital. But back in the day of chalkboards, I hated touching chalk and I hated touching a chalkboard. It felt so uncomfortable to me. I would literally get like chills down my spine and just like goosebumps. It just felt weird to me. So even to this day, when like I think about holding chalk or holding a chalkboard or like touching a chalkboard, I get like a reaction. Like even right now, you can't see it, but I literally have goosebumps. And like I just felt a chill down my spine. It was like it just shakes. It's so weird. I have no idea why. It's not like a fear reaction. It just feels uncomfortable. Like you're holding something gross, you know? That kind of sensation. I could not explain it to you. I'm just reminded of that because literally thinking about it just sent down a shiver down my spine. I'm like, oh my god, I'm having a weird anxiety reaction to that. I haven't had that in so many years. Because when's the last time you really deal with chalk? Oh, here we go. Fell by bullet, scholar of roads, earth-digging giant trampled by feet.
I need to recall some facts about certain famous people buried in this cemetery.
I mean, there's shot by a bullet. I wonder if it's this unnamed crypt. Watch it be that unnamed crypt. Scholar of roads, earth digging giant trampled by feet. Doesn't look right. Irwin is my father's name. It's always weird when I see somebody. Oh, there's a Scholar of Roads. Archibald. What an antiquated name. wonder if anybody in this day and age seriously names their kid Archibald. Doesn't seem right. Earth digging giant? Maybe? Nah, that doesn't seem right. I wish I had a map so I know I'm not going around in circles. Yeah, I mean, but I realize it's botany, but it doesn't strike me as earth digging. See, this guy strikes me as earth digging because he's an archaeologist. Next is trampled by feet. Nah, he's a painter. Trampled by feet, huh? Survived tuberculosis. That's pretty impressive on its own feet. But not the feet that we're looking for. We already selected this one, I believe. Yeah. Maybe we didn't do the middle. I think we did the perimeter already. Did we do the middle? I feel like we're going around a circle. Oh, killed by an elephant. There we go. That'll do it. Oh, well, there we go. At the crossroads. It's right here. The Devil's Daughter.
Kate! Kate!
Hey, look, we're tomb raiding on a Tuesday. Can't get away from it.
I do not know when you will hear this message, but I do know that one day you will be here, Kate. My blood, my light. I rue the day I lost you in the
Oh shit, what a dramatic tomb.
Death is nothing to me, except to leave you behind and
Oh, that's Moriarty's tomb.
Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Will you have to understand, he is your worst enemy. But because he so loves to hide behind the mask of his dubious morality, he would never kill.
Hey, I spared a guy one time.
Holmes, Holmes. I'm certain that he never understood you. I'm sorry for that. I hope you didn't cry too often having him as your father. I trust that you made him cry. Don't distress yourself, my child. I died by his hand. But your questions are over since you now know. You are my daughter. What matters is that you continue my work. Join our cause, and you'll be the Empress of Evil.
everything now. Why did it have to be like this? That's a ribbon from Kate's hair.
That's a long poem.
Kate met her true father. I need to find Alice. I'll make her speak this time.
I'll slap her twice.
Professor James Moriarty. Because I could not stop for death. Kindly stop for me. Carriage held but just ourselves. Immortality.
Nice.
The Dynamics of an Asteroid. Work by Professor James Moriarty.
It reminds me of my girl Caitlin. Sure. I mean, look how old she was when he died. Like, she obviously knew her father.
Young Kate.
Like, it's not like she was a baby.
Metal star with an extremely precise carving.
That's a key. Okay, so we're gonna need to come back here because that key is probably what we're gonna have to grab. Yep, right there. Alright, let's find something to inject it in, such as this constellation of a little girl. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, there's the 2 stars right there. Alright, so that middle one in that first triangle, then the far right triangle underneath the big one. Shit, there's more angle points here. So I think it's her shoulder and her hand, I think. I like the 2 bright ones. Please don't ask me to be like Dragon Age and trace a constellation. Those puzzles took me so long to do. I mean, I love Dragon Age Inquisition, but those are my least favorite puzzles there. Also, why can I not examine this? It's clearly the puzzle I have to solve. Okay, so nothing to deduce. Oh, that's right. He said go find Alice. Ooh, spooky.
It's blocked from the outside. What? Alice!
Accept your death, you fool!
God damn it, Watson. You had one job.
You witch! Let me out! Free Kate!
Free Kate. Women are allowed to smoke.
Come back, witch! Keep your head, Sherlock. This is the only way to get out of here.
Okay, maybe not. Actually, is this giant head worth examining? Nope.
Moriarty must have set up an astronomer's riddle here.
Oh, son of a bitch, we do have to trace a pattern. Well, at least they were nice and gave us the pattern right there. Oh no, wait, this is just like Dragon Age. where I have to trace it and like you can't have any part intersect. Golly. Okay, well the good news is I have a lot of practice with that. And the thing I know the most is that you have to start with the part that has the most vertices. Hey awesome one, how are you today? Welcome to the stream. You actually catch us at the very tail end. I don't know if you're a big fan of solving Sherlock Holmes riddles, but yeah. But yeah, you always start with the one with the middle vertices. Thank you, Dragon Age Inquisition, for teaching me that. Okay. And you always want to start working the perimeter first. Or you want to start working in small segments. We could also just skip the puzzle, but we're going to go for full points here. Alright, you can't see me, but I literally have my finger on my monitor, and I'm attempting to trace out this thing. Alright, so actually this isn't that bad. You just have to do it in quadrants. They're like the top half and then the bottom half, because you can cross the center vertice multiple times. So if I do this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. Okay, I can do it this way. And then, so the bottom half I get... This is actually simpler. Hold on. I'm working on the top half right now. And then... That part has 3. The top one has 3 vertices. Because that's what you have to do. Is you have to basically go to the part that has the most vertices. So it starts at the top. Then... That. No. That, maybe? Okay. Alright, we're gonna give us a shot. I think I have a rough idea. The problem is, like, I'm trying to, like, look over here and be like, which is the correct vertice over this? I think that's the southern hemisphere. Yeah, it looks correct. Okay. I clicked this, right? Yeah, because it's shining. Okay, good. Alright, let me just redo the first one. So, there, down, there, down, there. Okay, so yeah, this is just 4 triangles we have to trace here. This actually is not that bad. Man, I did not think that I would have to do a redraw constellation thing, but thank you, Dragon Age Inquisition, for teaching me this useless skill. Yeah, awesome. What I wish, if you want to, go to my my YouTube dump page or the previous Twitch archives. I have a YouTube channel, same handle, Oni Black Mage, and I have the uploads of the previous cases as well. I love solving the mystery games. I love the Sherlock Holmes mysteries. I played all of the games. And my personal favorite one, when you bring it up, is still Testament of Sherlock Holmes. I think that was a fantastic game. Best balance of the cases and the puzzles. The last one, Crime and Punishment, was pretty good. There were some cases that were clearly better than others. And this one's okay. Oh, so you actually know my stuff. Okay, it's always good. You never know when somebody just happens to be watching because they're like, I like Sherlock Holmes, and so I happen to see somebody streaming. And then you have to tell them, hey, I also do YouTube, you know, that cross-promotion. So welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen you, then. I always like hearing a new face. Oh, you've lurked? Oh, okay, in that case. Welcome, welcome. If you lurked on a previous Sherlock Holmes one, then you know. And if you lurked on something where I was shooting, then you probably heard that I have horrible amount of profanity. I'm glad you came out and talked. I love talking to new faces. Okay, I lost my train of thought. I was too busy being distracted. This vertice. Then here. And then back again. And then we do the opposite one, which is here. Then up there. Then back down again. And then up here. And then down here. And then up there. And then over there. There we go. We are smarter than 94% of the Xbox community. Pat ourselves on the back. If it was an RPG,
Hold on, Kate. I'll find you.
It may sound simple, but one of my favorite... It's ironic because I'm horrible with directions in real life, but I'm actually really good with mazes if I can see the whole maze in its entirety. But if I'm inside one, I will get lost forever. If you ever want to set up a perfect death for me to just get myself killed, trap me in a maze. Uh-oh. Watson, please don't be a zombie.
Watson!
Holmes, she tricked me.
Where's she gone? Watson, where?
I don't know. She left saying that she had to go and see a lady. A Mrs. Destiny?
Madam Destiny, she's a boat.
What?
Over there, Watson. She's abducted Kate.
I can't believe it.
She's a lunatic, Watson. She made a room for her dead father, and now Kate is with her.
That does not bode well.
They're on the boat! Hurry, Watson!
Please don't make me manually row the boat. He makes Watson row, even though Sherlock is like the tough guy who's stronger.
Stay here and hold on to the boat, Watson.
It's getting dramatic. This lady is effing crazy.
Hey! Where are you?
Kate, I'm here. Just jump.
Alice! I'm afraid!
I know, but you'll be all right. Look, it doesn't burn. Come on.
What on earth is she on about?
Kate! Oh my god, no!
Yoink. Oh my god, really, girl? In this situation.
I'm a Moriarty! I'm the devil's daughter!
Ah, she said it.
I'm a monster!
You're not a monster.
That does not make you a monster.
Yes! That's why you've always lied to me!
No, I always lied to you because I don't like you
I
as a
only
father.
lied in order to protect you. You're still so young, my God! Ask Watson.
I was lied to all of my life! Do you have any idea how that feels?
No, because my parents are alive.
No, Kate. I know what evil is. You have a good heart.
Nice reflexes. That was actually pretty cool. Good on Sherlock.
Yes, he knows. Nothing can change fate. Listen, he allowed George Hurst to kill Lord Marsh, who was already condemned to death by tuberculosis.
They were criminals.
I deal with criminals. These things can happen. I raised you differently.
You sent me away! When I'm home, we fight all the time! You're ashamed of me!
No! Oh, it's me, Kate. I never learned patience. My own father was the same with me.
It isn't possible to escape destiny! The Rasco gang didn't. Holmes failed to reveal their murderer. Their death was their destiny, Kate.
Kate, don't listen to her.
And Holmes will be murdered himself. I have...
Also, how do you know that?
I may be killed one day. It's a risk that I take, but my work helps to save other lives.
Really? And albeit? And Percy Fleming? You save lives? No! You enjoy taking lives!
I mean, all those guys murdered other people in horrible ways.
Kate, you'll be safe with me. I'll protect you. I care about you.
How can you trust him? He killed your real father, Kate!
Why? Why did you kill him?
Self-defense.
It was his life or mine. I had no choice, Kate.
See? Everything is determined! Remember the sign! Our meeting! The ceremony!
Kate, no. How can this suddenly mean more to you than your childhood?
See? It is time!
Trying to do the best I can to talk an emotional teenage girl off the ledge.
Kate, what sane woman would keep her father's mummified remains? She's irrational.
I don't care.
Don't kill yourself.
Anywhere.
We're family.
You belong with me, Kate. We're family.
Please.
I don't know what I'm doing! Help me!
Just don't die in a cutscene.
Kate!
Yeah, first try.
Oh, God. Are you all right? She really was the devil's daughter. Over here!
It turns out she was the devil's daughter the whole time. Watson, you have a gun? Literally use it. And nobody important died.
Daddy, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
I mean, was she trying to kill herself alongside Kate? I'm confused why she went to that riverboat at all. I think it's because that's where her father was. That's weird. Honestly, I just don't care about Alice. Oh, that was the end. That was the end of the case. Look at us. We are better than 90 100% of the community. Ooh. Collect everything. Oh, nice. So we 100% of the game. We are better than 96 and change percent of it. Yeah, that's right. Keep rolling in those achievements. Give me those points. 100%, baby. Beat and complete. Man, really? 96% of the entire community do not want to solve some mysteries. I love solving mysteries. Okay, so... Awesome, I'm glad you're here. If you've been lurking before, or if you're new here to the stream, you should know that anytime we finish a game and the credits roll, that's when we start our open-ended impressions and discussions. What do we think about this game? How did it make us feel? As a reminder, I have criteria. I have my 3 Fs, which is, did I have fun? Did I find it fascinating? And was it fulfilling? And then I usually give a tier rating at the end of it. Alright, so first thing I have to say is that I do have to compare this to the other Sherlock Holmes games so far, which, with the exception of 2 of them, I think I've played pretty much every single one of them. This was the most recent one. This one was not the best one. There were some moments in here that were really, really good. Like, Case 2 in the temple was really good. I liked it. That was a fun case. That was one of my favorite cases the entire one. And the lead off for Case 3, in which case we had to solve a mini mystery, that one actually had me guessing till the very end which of the people could have done it, because 3 people were, like, any one of those 3 people could have done it. And it really came down to whether or not we trusted our instincts on this one guy. Let's see. Yeah, I know. I wish Sekiro was the average sliding scale to be like, do I like this more or less than Sekiro? The problem is there are so many games that I like more than Sekiro. Sekiro is garbage. This doesn't shake up my order of my favorite Sherlock Holmes games, but I do have to say Case 2 was easily the strongest case in this one. Great case. The usage of new mechanics in this one to freshen things up is good. I liked how they did add a few more QuickTime events that were easy to figure out. The end, where we had to talk the girl down, was kind of cool. The change-up of how certain cases would actually add more mini-games was kind of cool. Some were better than others. Like in the first case, when we're trying to like dodge the gunman, that was awkward. And there were a couple of puzzles like we just found where they just drop you in and you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Or like, where's the end game? I don't understand. You have to infer the goal as well as the means to reaching that goal. Kind of clumsy. I don't expect hand-holding, but that really wasn't properly or clearly conveyed. Was this game fun? I had fun. As a mystery game, this definitely scratched that itch. I was really glad to take the time to go ahead and play this. Appreciating was point and click. Games do take a certain type of patience and tolerance. I do like how this game tried to make the best of both worlds, with some people were like, hey, if you don't want to do the solving, if you don't want to do the mini games, you could actually skip everything in this game that was not directly related to solving clues. And so you can't really say that, oh, I got stuck on this one thing, because the game gives you an out at every single possible way. So if I was ever actually completely stuck on literally anything, say at the very end, I was just so frustrated, I did not want to solve tracing that constellation as the final puzzle, which actually I was okay with that as the final puzzle. I could have skipped it, and the game would not have penalized me for it. I think, I don't know if there was an achievement for solving all of the puzzles and not skipping one. I know in the last game there was. If you didn't skip a puzzle, you got a bonus for it. But in this one, I don't think it gave you a bonus for not skipping puzzles. So I think it gives you that freedom to choose. So I think there were a lot of new ideas in this one. I would say they were very rough. The overall feel of the game is rough. The side meta story of Sherlock Holmes and, Kate was very shoehorned in. And just not only the beginning, but also the transition between cases. budget was clearly lower in this game overall in a technical detail, but I guess the attempt to create larger environments was nice, though a lot of those environments weren't used in an interesting way. It was fun. Fascinating, I have to say 100%. This game had more cases than not. First of all, okay, on the case thing, once again, we're supposed to have 5 cases, and one of these cases is extremely short. That last case was just an hour. But at the same time, I can't really be too mad at it, because in this game so far, every single case has taken like a couple of hours, like 3 to 4 hours. The case 4 though was shorter. Like 4 and 5 was clearly short. The time combined was the same length as a single one of any of the other cases. So these cases were a lot longer than the other ones, and I really enjoyed it. To me, finding and figuring out some of these cases were better designed than some of the other ones. Like trying to figure out where the clues were, where they were lining up the logic, connecting it. I thought that was fine. If I were to draw a comparison to like the last Sherlock Holmes thing that we did, Crimes and Punishment, I remember the train case, going back and forth in that forever, trying to find clues because it would not let me progress till I found every clue, and there's a part where I thought I got the game's hard soft locked, and I was so panicked. Let's see. I think this had a good difficulty curve in terms of where the clues were lining up, where you had just enough in some of the cases to establish that the motive was gray area. The motive in this case, though, I'm glad they didn't repeat the whole Crimes and Punishment morality system. They did, but they didn't judge you for it. In this one, you were allowed to kind of make your own choices, and it didn't really penalize you too much for choosing one way versus the other. In the last one, they threw it back in your face. And which I admit, to be fair, did make me stop and think about whether I really did want to acquit somebody or convict them. So, yeah. Let's see. So was it fun? Yes. Was it fascinating? For the most part, yeah. I'll give it a pass on that. Was it fulfilling? As a mystery game, it was okay. As a Sherlock Holmes game, this was okay. This is definitely not the best one by a long shot. This is probably not even... It has good points, but also has a lot of bad points and a lot of rough points. I'd say this is like a middling average game, but I almost want to say it's a slightly lower average game. I do appreciate how, even in the last case, Nana, right there, where the last one was just a series of trying to talk through Kate, and it was a debate, you could say. It was a very fast one, because you only had like barely 10 seconds to make those choices. And you could see where you were trying to add points, where it's like you could try to stack up a case, I think, against Alice, or in this case, I went for the appeal, where it's like, hey, Kate, you know, we're family, and I love you, and this woman's a crazy bitch, and trying to go off on that. I actually cannot complain too much about Kate, because Kate is an annoying teenage girl, and that is absolutely accurate for the way most teenage girls act to their parents when they're going through that phase. So I'm 100% on board with how they made her a petulant, bratty kid who just, her father doesn't understand her, blah, 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 whatever. I grew up with, I don't know about you, but I have multiple sisters, and that's exactly how they were when they were in that phase. Nobody understands them in the world, blah, blah, blah. Just so much drama. To give us a final rating of a tier, I'm thinking either C- or D+. That's where I am right now. I'm somewhere between that. Because this game is average at best. At best. Even the good part, like Case 2, which had really good puzzles, like, if it was very stiff, it was very brief, it introduced a lot of elements, there were good ideas, but the execution just wasn't smooth. I don't want to say this game is below average because it scratches the point and click and mystery game pretty well. I would say it's solidly average, but on the lower scale of things. So I'm gonna probably say this is a C- on my tier scale. So it's an average game, slightly lower than on average, but it's not by any means a below average game. This is better than some other point and click mystery games that I played, where it is just brain dead to go through them. I have certainly played worse mystery games, 100%. Where like I feel like in some of those cases, I just noticed that there's weird handprints that appear in that window. There's like spooky stuff going on here. I didn't think they'd go with the weird supernatural element in this, to be honest with you. Ha, cute, Dark. Calling shooter games point and click games. That's funny. But yeah, Sherlock Holmes Devil's Daughter. Would I recommend it? Only if you like Sherlock Holmes games, and even then, not the best one. However, Case 1 and Case 2 were the best points. This game started strong, ended okay, and it ended debatable. But yeah, it started strong. The first 2 cases were good cases. Again, I still have yet to see, with the exception, I think, Testament. Actually, Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper was pretty good too, in terms of being consistent, where like all of these felt like they were strong cases. But yeah, I think Testament is still like my favorite Sherlock Holmes games. Sherlock Holmes. I keep adding the S in weird spots. It's Sherlock Holmes. Speaking of weird S's, there's I hope I managed to mask it, but because I'm going to tell you, I fear that you guys may listen for it and agree that when I talk, I tried a couple things different with the audio in this. Again, I'm still experimenting with the audio, but for the experimenting with Final Fantasy 15, there are a couple times where it sounds like I have like water in my mouth. And it feels like I'm gargling spit. And my S comes out a little too, or my F's come out like I'm almost having like water in my mouth. I know sometimes I can slur a word when I'm either too tired or I'm speaking too fast, and I don't enunciate correctly. That 100% happens. But yeah. Yeah, awesome one. That's kind of what happens. I notice is that in this one, you can tell they just ran out of time or ran out of budget with like the last couple cases. Like wrap it up super fast. And yeah, it feels kind of the same way. It's weird the way they arranged it. They arranged it to where like the first 2 were really good, really well thought out, great. Third one was okay. It had good length, but it was just an okay case. And then 4 was short, and then 5 was basically just an interactive long cutscene. It was barely a case. Like, we just had to do that one time where we connected logic and it was over. That was super brief. I almost don't even want to call that a case. It was like this was 4.5 cases. Thank you for your understanding, Awesome One. I appreciate you. It's very awesome of you. So yeah, Sherlock Holmes. If you skip it, you're not missing anything, but if you play it, there's some good fun to be had here. And hey, as an achievement, I don't want to say achievement whore, but as an achievement hunter, it's really cool that we got 100% of this game on the very first try, which I appreciate. Also, screw that bowling game, the English bowls, because I'm like, man, that... I wish they gave you a practice round for that. But, you know, we won it, so it's all good. So that completes this series right here. I'm kind of wondering what we should play next for if we do Backlog Battlefields or if we do Tomb Tuesdays. And these days, since it's kind of the same thing, it just kind of comes down to whatever's in my backlog. We'll see. We'll see. I have to wonder. Actually, I know exactly what I want. I want to do something just super chill. Actually, I think I'll just do it tomorrow. I was gonna do I'm gonna play some Viva Pinata. But I'm like, I want to do that on my off time. Tomorrow I earned myself a break. I finished a really long recap. and I deserve a little bit of time. So tomorrow there's going to be like a midday mini stream before the premiere, but it's not going to be like part of any scheduled programming. I'm just literally going to be chilling out and playing a game until the premiere happens. So I get to have a break for like a day or two, and then back to the grindstone, starting Persona, breaking ground on that. I hate playing one RPG right after another, but I get it. It's what I do. It's like, at least let me get a Castlevania in there or something. We'll see. I'm rushing it because it's the middle of the month. To me, chill is a game where I feel like I'm not stressing out to complete objectives, or the point of this game is not to challenge me on a skill level per se. Like, I'm doing mental exercises, but it's not a test of my overall skill level, reflexes, patience, things like that. That's chill. Patient champions seem to request RPGs the most. I get the feeling that's what most patient champions like. Here's the funny thing about Final Fantasy 15. I was going to do Final Fantasy 15 for a while, and people have been asking for that on YouTube, but I put that up on the poll twice, and nobody in patient champions like voted for it. Like, barely anybody has. Like, got like a handful of votes. But I'm like, 15's a good game. I love 15. 15 is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. It is up there. It is up there. I love the Ito trilogy, as I call it, because that's 6, 9, and 12. I love the Ito ones. They're my favorites. And even though 2 is not my favorite by a long shot, I do enjoy all the Sakaguchi ones, which is 1 through 5. I really like the Toriyama ones. People love to wail on the Toriyama Final Fantasies. Awesome, you're never too old for video games. Don't even give me that. Wargroove is a good game, by the way. I actually have Wargroove on the Switch, I think. But my dock is still packaged up. I have my Switch, but when I moved, I just kept the Switch out because, you know, it's cool like that. I packed the dock up in its box, and it's still in a box. I can't be arsed to pick it out. People like the Katase, I feel like is almost like a cult in terms of like how much they love it, because the Katase ones are 7, 8, and 10. Those are the Katase ones, and people swear by those because those are obviously the ones that made the most money, and therefore they have the most amount of fans. And because there's more fans, people think that makes it better, because might makes right. The Toriyama ones were 10-2, the 13 trilogy, and Revenant Wings. So they were like the offshoot ones, and people love to wail on them. But I'm like, those games were all fun. F you if you didn't like it. If you didn't like them, that's on you. But I had fun with all of them. They had a lot of good ideas. Certainly very artistic. And of course, the Tabata ones, which are really good. To me, the Tabata ones always have excellent story writing for the characters. All 3 of them. And that's Crisis Core, Type 0, and 15. Because to me, it's like he writes growth through struggle. And it's almost like writing a Greek tragedy with him. And like, that is such an underappreciated art. Writing effective tragedy. The most common way I see people do tragedy is, here's a dog, and they're going to take the dog away and or shoot it. It's the old Yeller mentality, where we're going to show you something, you get attached to it, and then we take it away from you. No. That's such a cheap, overused way of evoking emotional loss. Did you know John Wick killed a guy with a pencil? In the second movie, he actually did it. Cool. I love how John Wick gets hit by like 5 cars and just keeps on walking. Like, all the other times you see him like get really hurt and take on injuries, but he gets hit by like 5 cars. He just walks it off. John Wick is super cool. But the Katase ones, I love and also hate. But you know what? Discussing a Final Fantasy is a completely different topic that has nothing to do with Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. So we can continue this discussion. Awesome one, if you're not already part of the Discord, please look at the link below on the homepage and join up. because I would love to continue this discussion on there. I do not know what the next backlog battlefield we will be visiting is, but we will find that out on Sunday. If you have not already, please follow me on youtube.com/onyblackmage. Follow me here at twitch.tv/onyblackmage. And visit my Discord server where I hang out, post opinions, and always open for debate. Thank you so much for watching. Please play more puzzle games. And I'll see you in the next battlefield.